There is so much weird news, an abundant amount of weird news, a surfeit, in fact, so much that we created an entire segment to figure out what is the weirdest of all. It's called Top That, and tonight, joining us, each to make their case, Katie Pavlich of townhall.com and Catherine Lyons of FamousDC. Catherine, to you first.
All right, stop what you're doing. There's a war on hand gestures. There's two reporters. They were taking a picture over the weekend in the press briefing room at the White House, and they held up a sign very often associated with the OK symbol.
Yes.
And cue the internet. Everybody went up in arms or hands, and now they're being accused of being white supremacists and basically.
Why?
Alluding to white power because it's a hand symbol that is associated with white supremacy.
A-OK is now racist?
Yes.
To go like that?
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're white.
Boy, I thought I was well versed in this stuff. I've never heard that.
What?
Is it real?
Yeah, I mean, what happened to the old-fashioned bird?
Exactly. But I think this is something that's even, like, okay around children. That means, good job.
Yes, it's very innocuous.
It's like your teacher says it to you. Good job.
Can also be confused with the turkey, which
but
actually plays into our next segment, which might get me in trouble.
That's bizarre.
It's bizarre.
So,
Katie Pavlich,
college campuses, as you have well documented on your show, are out of control in the United States.
Yes.
They also, across the pond in the UK, are completely out of control. There's a liberal political student group there called the National Union of Students, and they propose that at any school events or at any of the events that they have for this union meeting, that they ban clapping and cheering because it's insensitive to people who cannot hear. Therefore, deaf people are not included in the festivities, and so this should be used instead to celebrate things.
Jazz hands instead?
Jazz hands. Yes, and they say that clapping can trigger clapping-based anxiety, and therefore they should not be cheering or clapping at any of these events.
That's insane. So would painting be banned because it's insensitive to the blind?
Well, the question is, well, what about blind people? I mean, where does it end, right? I mean, I would say it's very patronizing to people who cannot hear to be pointing them out and saying the reason we're not cheering and doing this, which is embarrassing like 5-year-olds, is because you're ostracizing us and making sure all the attention is on our disability rather than including them in different ways. Imagine if they spent the amount of energy they spend on stuff like this, raising money to help research for deaf organizations or something like that. But instead, they're just focused on making sure you use the jazz hands.
You know, all these stories, I think we're going to find out in the end, are funded by some covert right-wing group to discredit liberals. Because that's too stupid. It can't be real. I don't even believe your story.
True.
Catherine, I know enough about the lunatics on the left-wing internet to believe yours, so you win. Come close.
Here's a hand gesture.
And you get our coveted participation trophy.
Oh, thank you.
Everybody gets a trophy
so we feel
on this show. Because you know what?
Good.
You're a special flower.
Yes, I am.
Thank you
in
both.
a garden.
That was
Thank
great.
You.
Coming up.